100.7 WMMS.
Two 216-578-1007 to join us live, or 800-348-1007. 35192. Send me a text. AlanCoxShow.com for everything else. Live streams there. Who's helping out today? Hosty McCosterson?
I thought it was
or Hosty McCosterson?
Hosty McCosterson.
Oh, my apologies.
That's a coincidence because I'm hosting the Cleveland Comedy Awards tonight, so that's wild.
So it's not Hosty McCosterson.
I believe it's Hosty McCosterson.
What time are the Cleveland Comedy Awards?
7:30 p.m.
Oh.
I got my suit.
Where are they?
Hilarities.
Oh.
Yeah.
And this is the return of Bill Squire in the suit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got the suit hanging up in my car.
Do you have it dry cleaned?
It's fresh from the, what do they call it? The
Store?
tailor. The tailor. The
tailor.
Yeah,
Fresh
so
from
I think they do that.
All right. You had to have it taken in? You had to have the hems lengthened?
I just had a couple little spots taken in,
Did you get a nice break in the pants?
Oh, yeah. Got the pants.
All right.
I got the pants on right now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Your suit pants. Yeah. Now, are you wearing the Jordans with the suit?
Of course.
Okay,
yes.
that's part of the ensemble.
That's part of me, yeah.
You're not going to be up there in loafers.
No.
Or Chelsea boots or anything like that.
No, not Chelsea boots. That would be a wild look for me.
All right. You see a lot of people with suits and boots.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely a Texas thing, but I've seen a handful of people up here doing that. Some people pull it off. Most people do not. Cavaliers play tonight. They beat the Charlotte Hornets here at home the other night, and then they're going to play them in Charlotte tonight. Cavs Hornets, 7 o'clock on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app. You can listen there for all the Cavaliers action. About a week left for you to use the promo code CLOVER over there at CLE Clothing Company. I say it a million times, but people don't always hear, so I'm bound to repeat it. So for people who ask, Clover is what you're going to use this month, and then come April, because we'll be out all next week, but we'll be into April, and you can use the promo code CASHEW. Cashew.
Cashew outside. How about that?
For 20% off at CLE Clothing Company. I was driving my daughter to work today, and it was like a scene out of Dr. Dolittle. There's always deer out near where we live, so we're constantly either...
We have a ton, too, where I'm at.
Slowing down to let deer cross the road, and that's no big deal. You slow down, and all you have to do is kind of wait to make sure that there isn't another one
trying to catch up,
bringing up the rear, and so you let them. And then I go a few more minutes down the road. We're almost to my daughter's school, and a giant, fat beaver, a big, obese beaver in the road. And I was flummoxed. I didn't know how it got there. I don't really know.
It wasn't hit, was it, or was it?
No, it was slowly moving. I mean, if it had been hit, then it was trying to crawl itself to the curb. But I don't know that I've ever seen a beaver away from a body of water, away from, we're only a few blocks from the lake, but it didn't crawl out of the lake. I know nothing of beavers. And so I was in awe of this. And so I stopped and I went around it. I had no time or inclination to try to figure out what to do but it was just, there were so many things going through my head at once. We've all seen, maybe, if not in real life, seen a photo or a nature show with a beaver. And they're not slender animals, but they're usually not big, fat animals. This thing was
beavers are kind of chunky.
Are they?
Yeah. They have a lot of, they have real thick fur, and then they also are kind of blubbery so that they stay warm in the cold waters. Yeah, beavers are...
You know more about them than I do, clearly.
We ran into a lot of beavers in Medina. A lot of beaver encounters.
Well, again, I don't know if they are...
a lot of beaver encounters and
indigenous
whistle pigs. Those are.
What's the difference between the two?
That's a groundhog.
A whistle pig.
Yes. Okay. Groundhog is not a beaver.
Okay.
They had the big tail and everything?
Yeah, the whole thing.
That's great.
And I'm trying to explain to my daughter
what's
what's
going on. Beavers are a lot
on.
bigger than you think they're going to be, too.
That's what I'm saying. And this thing was, maybe I shouldn't call it an obese beaver. Maybe it was a regular-sized beaver, but boy, did it look big. It looked fat.
Well, it's coming out of winter, so it should actually be thinner at this point. I feel like, but I don't know. Maybe that's not as much a beaver thing. But hey,
I don't know either. I hope that the
who
thing
doesn't like a thick beaver.
I hope that the thing made it across the street. I had, I wasn't going to be, I wasn't going to mess with it. You hear about people getting in trouble because they think they're helping, and so they move some animal, and then something else happens. And again, it's, it was a lot of traffic in this part of the morning. So if the thing was hit, I don't know. But it was a very strange moment. I have my pick. I love horror movies, right? Mary and I have talked about these from time to time because her boyfriend loves them too. She doesn't like the same kind that I like traditionally. But I finally have my pick for the most terrifying movie of the year.
What's that?
It's called The Truth versus Alex Jones.
A24?
This documentary that dropped on HBO yesterday. We turned it off. Like, we could not finish it. The guy that directed Finding Neverland, which was the Michael Jackson documentary. Poundcake's probably seen it 15 times.
What, that's Surviving Neverland?
Leaving Neverland.
Oh, Leaving.
Yeah.
Surviving
Neverland.
I got my
Freudian
my
slip.
documentaries mixed
R.
up.
Kelly and Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
The guy that directed Leaving Neverland directed this. A guy named Dan Reed. And The Truth versus Alex Jones is a documentary specifically on the Sandy Hook shooting and the aftermath of the parents. And, and so they're doing these vignettes with these parents, and they're talking to police who were the first responders at Sandy Hook Elementary. And, Gwen was, I don't have a very good concept of time. Sandy Hook was 2012, and Gwen was reminding me that it happened like a day before we left to go to Paris. But summer before last, when we were on the Jersey Shore, there was a park we had gone to away from the shore, but it was along one of the canals that lead there to the ocean, a little further inland. And there was a park there that was named after a kid who died at Sandy Hook. And his grandparents had lived in this town. We were in a town called Lavalette on the Jersey Shore. And it was a very striking thing to see as we walk up on this park. We're just walking around, summer day, whatever, having some fun, and walking over to this park. And there's all of these plaques and photos of this kid who died at Sandy Hook. So this HBO documentary, The Truth versus Alex Jones, because obviously those two things are diametrically opposed, is about the Sandy Hook thing. And it's just, heartbreaking doesn't begin to describe this documentary. It is just unbelievable to watch this whole thing go down. It's infuriating to watch it. And listen, everybody pokes fun at Alex Jones because at his core, he's a con man and a fraud and a grifter and the whole bit. But the fact that he's made so much money on it. And this director was talking about, he goes, when I first started digging into making this film, he's like, it's embarrassing how deeply, and obviously it's because of social media and all that kind of stuff. He's like, it's embarrassing how deeply ingrained misinformation is now. He's like, if you Google Sandy Hook, the first 5 or 6 things you'll see are Sandy Hook hoax instead of articles on the families or whatever. And, and so when they're doing these interviews with these police officers who are going like kid by kid, and they're talking to the parents, I guess I had forgotten how many people had died in that whole thing because they're just rattling off names.
Yeah, it was a lot. That was a lot.
God, like
and they were young
and adult kindergartners, and teachers and teachers' assistants, and so it's not technically a film about Sandy Hook, but that is.
But it gets brought up a lot.
It's
I'm
the
sure.
crux, yeah, because of that defamation case that they brought against Alex Jones. And so you get pretty deeply into this thing, and these parents are like, it was just nonstop. These InfoWars morons who are like calling our house and death threats online, and and these are people who are grieving real children who were killed. As though it's inconceivable. If this, I could almost understand somebody fomenting a conspiracy theory on a country that didn't have shootings every day. But here, where it happens all the time, it's a normal occurrence. So I just didn't understand how. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of mentally ill people out there who will believe anything you tell them. Hence the Trump Bible. But, this Alex Jones case where, he has since declared bankruptcy because they awarded these families hundreds of millions of dollars. And Alex Jones, for the most part, I think remains pretty uncowed in this whole thing. But just to hear these parents, because a couple of them were like, we just thought if we ignored it, it would go away. And then one of the dads is like, well, my tack was I'll engage with these people and I'll show them where they're wrong. He goes, but they don't want to hear information. Any bit of information you give them, they go, well, what about this? Well, this is what happened. Well, what about that? Well, this is what happened. And they talk to people who used to work for InfoWars. And they were like, oh, it became clear very quickly that Alex Jones was just there to sell, fake supplements or whatever. After the Fukushima meltdown, remember in Japan when the nuclear plant melted down? And they were talking about how all of this radioactive water was going to hit America at some point. And they were showing some segment when Alex Jones had sent his reporters out to take radiation levels on the American coast. And they weren't showing anything. They weren't showing any change. And so the people that were working in his video department were explaining that he got very, very angry at that and told them to take the videos down because he was trying to sell iodine supplements to people that would help them when all that radioactive Japanese water was going to wash up on American shores. And so I imagine that we will finish this documentary, but I swear to God, 45 minutes in, I was like, I feel like I got to take a shower or something. We have an 8-year-old. My 2 older kids have lived through a school shooting. So it was just like to see this dude whose whole, and again, everybody knows what he's about, but to kind of see it laid out in this documentary is, it's pretty bonkers. But it's called The Truth versus Alex Jones, and it's terrifying to watch. I'm sure I'll finish it at some point. Messages always coming in. People who listen on the app, the iHeartRadio app, they can contact us however they like.
I love how Poundcake just quit right in your effing face. Just, obviously he doesn't respect you in any way. Nobody really does, I don't think. And he just quits. What
is he talking about?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Wait, hold on. Bill, I want to do this off the air. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Poundcake.
Hello?
Hey, Poundcake.
Yeah.
It's Alan.
Yeah?
What is that guy talking about?
Oh, F you. That's what he was saying.
Wait, what? Do you know the guy?
No, I don't, but he's right. F you.
Well, why? We talked about this.
We ain't talk about nothing. I'm trying to get my money, homie. What you talk about?
I thought we talked about it.
Nah, white man. I told you when I started. If this ain't the Poundcake Show by the end of it, then I don't want to be it.
I thought you meant by the end, like when I died.
No, I meant I'm pushing you out, sucker.
Because when I brought you on, I told you I was going to be dead in 18 months. I thought that was the part we talked about it. What is it? Did you talk to this guy about that?
No, I didn't, but I'm not mad that he knows.
Oh, well, could you just could you write a letter or something that says that you respect me or something?
No, me respect you. Why would I respect you?
Could I write it and you sign it? I'll make a lot of mistakes, so it looks like you wrote it.
Hey! All right, see, and this is exactly why.
I don't know who that dude is.
I can't hear you over the coffin.
What?
It was laughing that turned into coughing because it was that funny.
We're playing music, yeah? We're still off the air?
Yep.
Okay, good, thanks.
Yep.
Okay.
If you can turn your phone up, by the way.
I can't.
And this is why I need to make the big bucks. I can do that.
I mean, if you don't respect my technology, I fully understand that. I can't. All right. Well, could you just, if you talk to that guy, could you just tell him? Could just pretend for a while or something?
No.
Oh. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
All right. Are we done with, is the song over? What did you play?
Yeah, I played
I had to talk to him off the air.
Yeah,
What'd you play? Would you say
I
Flo
played,
Rida?
no, not Flo Rida.
Oh.
I played Flagpole Sitta.
Flagpole Sitta.
Yeah.
Can you believe that song still gets played?
I love that song.
I bet Harvey Danger is like, wow, this song still gets played on the radio. Who can believe it? These guys they were one of the Seattle bands.
Yep.
And they had one hit. And it's still, a lot of bands say one hit still don't get played, right? Harvey Danger.
I listened to some of their other stuff too, and I'm surprised they were a one-hit wonder because their other stuff's good.
I have never heard another single Harvey Danger song. Maybe I should dig in.
Yeah, I liked it.
All right. Where Have All the Merry Makers Gone? I think that was the album that this was on.
Yeah.
So it blew up for them. 1997. Wow.
This would be a good karaoke song that everybody sings along with.
Well, you should have done this instead of My Way.
There's always another opportunity.
Yeah, that's true. I don't like how this song is edited, though, too. You know, it's got a goddamn you in it or something, and that gets chopped out, I think, and I don't care for that.
Yeah.
The song was title of the song inspired by the Marx Brothers movie Animal Crackers, which features a line of dialogue about the pole-sitting fad of the 1920s. Did you know that pole-sitting was a fad?
Is that like planking in the 20s?
Yeah, maybe. People would sit on top of a flagpole as a test of endurance. I assume they had to put something
people
parallel
were
to the
bored.
ground on. I assume they had to put a platform on top of the pole.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
Otherwise, it's cheating.
This is what people had to do for fun before technology.
Look at the way he's sitting on that pole.
Yeah.
No
Hey,
one sits on a pole quite like Charlie.
How long you been up there? Oh, I've been up here for nigh on 18 hours. All right, well, I hope you're going to beat the record set by Shipwreck Kelly. In 1946, Marshall Jacobs, a 37-year-old Ohio resident, was trying to revive the fad. That's how old it is. The revival was in the 40s. And he married his fiancée atop a flagpole. Oh. Flagpole kisser, I guess, would have been the...
Aw.
Well, anyway.
Lover.
One of Alex Jones's songs, by the way, ended up in that documentary there on HBO.
Been around the world, and I found out that only stupid people are breeding. Those cretins are cloning and feeding. And I don't even own a TV. They put me in a hospital for nerves, and then they had to commit me. You told them all I was crazy.
Should have done a second take.
Cut up a leg. Now I'm an amputee.
Oh, Alex
God
Jones.
damn you.
Yeah, Alex
That part's only good.
Jones. Oh, he's always looking to make a buck. I got a break. Want to send me a text 351